I want to go to Paulina Luna, the Republican Florida Congresswoman, what she makes of this. What do you think, Congresswoman? Some are saying, all right, the president is late to do this, but at least he's doing this. What do you think?
You know, Neil, it's been infuriating to me because I heard in an off-record conversation that the president knew that this was an issue months ago and that they were actually concerned on polling. And so he was considering this back then, was actually encouraged by the Speaker of the House, of which he still took no action. You know, Neil, that we passed H.R. 2 months ago, and yet the Senate sat on this. So look, as a Hispanic American woman, as a member of Congress, I take this very seriously. We know that people are getting hurt on both sides. But what's been even more infuriating is, I think, the propaganda machine messaging behind this. We know that Biden took over 300 actions that really undermined our own border security measures. You know that they painted both you and I as racist for supporting border security. And look, we were right all along. We know that it was hurting people. We need to shut the border now, immediately. I would even say that even one person here illegally is too much. Shut it down.
Of course, the H.R. 2 to which you referred, Congresswoman, it was a Republican-only supported measure. It wasn't going anywhere, certainly among your Democratic colleagues, so that just sort of frittered away. The president
Correct.
is addressing some of the points that you mentioned, though, Congressman, and even if you don't like the numbers involved, it does seem to hint, as things stand now, there would be an immediate shutdown. So what do you think of that feature?
I think that it should be shut down, but you know, it's really like being in an abusive relationship with the federal government, because this is an issue of his own creation. We know that their campaign strategy from the get-go was to try to use this to leverage Hispanic voters for the upcoming election cycle. We are now seeing that that has backfired, that every single person in this country is worried about what's happening with the economy and also the rise of crime in our neighborhoods. And so the fact of the matter is that this administration, they're using this as a voting tool. They created it, and yet they're trying to say that they have the solution when they've been the problem all along.
Well, you know what, let's say you don't care about that. I mean, it might be political, and you do raise a very good point. An executive action versus executive order is a sort of a watered-down version of doing what you want to do, but not really putting your heart into it. So I see your point there, Congresswoman. But call his bluff and see if this works, because it beats not doing anything.
I mean, I think, look, my first and foremost objective here is to protect Americans. If it were up to me, I'd shut it down. I think that he does need to shut it down, and I think that this is too little too late. You'd mentioned earlier on the show, what about the gotaways? What about the people that have come here that are on the known terrorist watch list that they've been releasing into our country? And so the fact of the matter is that I think that this administration knows that Trump was right on border security. He knows that Republicans in the Senate and the House were right on border security. So, you know, I welcome them to do this, but I think that they're going to have a lot of egg on their face, and the American people know that.
So Donald Trump had wanted to let this wait until after the election, assuming that he would be elected and do it. I mean, is that what Republicans are doing? You don't want to let him, that is the president, get any credit for doing anything?
No, you know, I don't think that President Trump wanted to wait. In fact, whenever I've had conversations, he's like, you know, it's a shame what's happening on the border security. But what I will say is that he knows that they've been using this as a political tool moving forward. And I think that it really is unfortunate that the Democrat machines don't really care about what happens to Americans, and that they try to label so many of us that are minorities as racist and xenophobic for wanting this.
Each side uses political tools, right?
I mean, look, I can say there is definitely propaganda that exists in Washington. Both you and I know that. However, when we're talking about border security, this should have never been something that they should have campaigned on. This should have been something that they should have really just left President Trump's policies in place, and you wouldn't see these numbers.
Well, that was then. This is now, to your point. Always good catching up with you, Congressman. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Blessed.